we're headed up to one of my favorite hiking spots here in Vancouver. If I were to bring a camera up here or want to film up here, it's really difficult. So I've never actually gone hiking up here while filming. So I figured I would try to see if the OM4 would be a good solution to that. And also I wanted to see how it reacts to the different landscape. As you can see, it's a beautiful place, but also if you look at the trail, it's pretty treacherous in a way. You know, there's a lot of bumps, it's a lot of up and downs, it's slippery. So this should be a good place to do an extreme test for the OM4. So please keep in mind when watching this video that I am putting this OM4 to the limits. I am pushing it. So obviously it's not going to be as smooth as the OM4 when you're using it regularly. That being said, we're going to get started now. So as you can see, right now we're walking on this pavement portion, and it's actually pretty steep, and we're walking pretty quick. If you look at our pace, we're going pretty fast. So when you're looking towards the center of the image, it's nice and balanced, I find. It's not until you look to the edges that you see the bouncing movement, and the incline up here is actually pretty steep. So I'm sort of leaning forward, walking motion, but as you can see, it's doing a really good job of keeping everything stable. The shots that I got as far as using the actual stick to sort of do the pan shots, I didn't really like the presets, so you might want to work with that and sort of make it a little bit more loose, I would say, or fast. I thought it was a little too slow and static, so I actually prefer not to even use that. Another good option to sort of sway from using the actual stick would be to use the tracking. So you could easily, you know, use your two fingers to find a tracking section and point that out on your actual mobile device, and then what'll happen is the OM4 will do the rest and it'll track that object. Now, I found that when I was doing this from a distance, the OM4 started having difficulty tracking the subject. So we're talking probably, I was a good 40 feet away, and the subject was wearing clothing that was very similar to the landscape. So I could understand why it was having difficulty at that point. But another funny thing that was happening was this weird vibrating thing. I don't know what it was. It was the motor inside the actual OM4 device. I found when it would only happen when I would hold the OM4 by the tripod portion. I'm going to show the clip, one of the clips that it did it in right now. So you could see right there, it kind of glitched out. And you're going to see that clip a little later on anyway. So I'm just going to leave that there just so you guys know why that happened. I have no idea, but it happened 3 times. As far as how well the OM4 performs, I find that it performs better in the selfie mode. So when you're pointing it towards yourself, more than anything, it does a great job. And I'm going to show a couple shots of that happening right now. I want to get some shots of me walking, selfie stick, camera facing me kind of thing, so you guys can see exactly how much movement this stick OM4 gives me. And as you can see, well, I just tripped, and it's still pretty smooth. Not too shabby. While we're hiking, I figured I may as well take a moment to give you guys a pointer about hiking. It's actually written on my shirt. Not fast, not furious. You gotta pace yourself, and you gotta take it easy. And I tend to beat my time every time if I do this, as long as I'm not, oh, why does it do that? As long as I'm not walking with this slow poke. So another thing I wanted to try was different perspective shots. So in this instance, I decided to cradle the OM4. So what I did was I just turned it upside down, and I had it sort of right by my side, and I walked with it there. And I actually like this perspective. I think it's a really cool shot. You can see how bouncy it is, but that's really because of the way I'm holding it. And it's kind of a cool natural shot. So if you plan to take a camera to go hiking instead of, you know, taking your DSLR that's bulky or whatever, and this is actually why I got the OM4, was because I upgraded my phone to a iPhone 11 Pro Max. So my camera capabilities mobile wise kind of increased to the point where I don't need to take my Sony A7 II or, you know, my Sony a7 IIs anywhere if I don't have to, or if it's a difficult place to go, I can now do that. I could just have my phone and the OM4 and I'm good to go. We are now going to climb the top portion of the mountain here on the hike. This is the most difficult part of the terrain. You really have to lean forward. So I just wanted to get some shots here, and I'm going to compare it to another shot I got. So this is a shot that I got with my iPhone of just a pan shot. I just held my iPhone and I got a pan shot, and already you could see the difference in what we're talking about here. Like, you could see the smooth difference in the transition between what the OM4 was capable of doing and what the iPhone was capable of doing. I really enjoyed the way that I really appreciated the way that it got ground shots. So those cradle shots that I was getting. And I think this device is really ideal for bloggers or vloggers. So if you're a vlogger and you're constantly using your cameras and you're taking your DSLRs, that stuff over time can get overwhelming and overbearing. But now you have mobile devices that shoot in 4K at 120 frames per second or have stability built into them. The only things that kind of annoy me was the actual clasp that's used to grip the phone. Just keep in mind that you actually, if you have a thick phone case, you cannot use the clasp. It won't work well. If you have a one of those really thin phone cases, those work the best. But I found the optimal way to use it would be to take your cases off completely, which kind of puts your phone in a bit more of, I guess, vulnerable state. But if you don't want to use the clasp, it also comes with this other glue-on, sort of stick-on permanent thing that goes on the back of your phone. You kind of have to center it, but it does come with a grid to do all that. Just keep in mind for the clasp though, if you don't have it set almost perfect, your OM4 is going to have your camera on slightly angled. You can go into the settings and adjust that, manually adjust that. So it's not a huge deal, but it is kind of just annoying if you don't have it set it up right, and then you have to like go back and reset it, or go into the options and manually adjust that tilt. I did want to show me riding around with the longboard, because this is where the OM4 really performs. Super smooth. So I'm just showing some shots of that now because I want you guys to grasp a perspective of A, what is it like on these harsher terrains, but B, what's it like when you're moving, or, you know, it's an action shot, maybe you're snowboarding or something. So this is me riding my electric longboard. I'm probably going somewhere between 25 to 30. We'll just say I'm going 35 kilometers an hour. Yeah. Once again, the point of view, selfie stick mode, super smooth. For all those factors put together, and obviously with all the shots that you guys see, you can make the decision yourself. But for me, this thing was worth it. Just keep in mind that, once again, it's made for mobile devices, so comparing a DSLR to an iPhone is kind of obscure, but the point is that it serves a purpose, and my purpose for it would be to keep my gear as small as possible and as light as possible. If you're looking to get something that's going to help minimize your gear but keep your videos and shots smooth and still keep that professional look, then I highly recommend it. If you want to go purchase it, I put the link in the description below. And I just want to give a heads up that DJI is not a sponsor of my channel. They have not sent me this product. I purchased it on my own, and I'm doing this review on my own. And yeah, I did get the DJI Care as well, just in case, you know, you want to be safe. And it was fairly cheap, so I figure I may as well, especially since it's a new product. You don't know how well it's going to work in the long run. But that is the end of our video for today. Do me a favor, let me know what you think. Do you think the OM4 is worth it? Do you have one? Are you planning on getting one? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Leave a comment down below. Please hit the subscribe button, like and share. If you do dig the content, that'd be amazing. I would love your support, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.